Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the Standards Weekly Check-In. I'm Colin. Behind the camera we got Dylan.
What's up?
Today we're going to be going through some new arrivals, some recently priced records, some staff picks, and addressing the burning YouTube questions this week. As always, if you see anything you like, you can hit the DMs on Instagram, give the shop a ring, or just cruise in. We're open 11 to 8, 7 days a week. Let's get into this, man, because I got a lot to go through. We had the news of the day is we got a big batch of import records in from over in the UK, and you get them direct, you get a nicer price, blah blah blah. So we actually have some really nice. I'm just gonna go through some highlights. This is the same distributor I get like the Bathories, Witchfinder Generals, but y'all already know that shit's good. Well, this is some kind of deeper cut stuff that's a little nicer than it usually is. Nothing tremendous to say about these, just really good records at a really good price of the classic metal variety. I will say some things about the old Laz Rocket here. This is I was in Carlsbad the other day, just walking around playing Pokemon, and I listened to 3 Laz Rocket records in a row, and I was like, I'm the coolest person in the world right now. You could tell me that about anyone, like, oh, this guy, he was just walking around all day playing Pokemon Go and listening to Laz Rocket. Do you mess with them in your Pizza Thrash days? Are you a big Laz Rocket guy?
Not really, Like, I remember there's another record that they have.
Yeah,
there's a Green Monster on it.
Yeah, that's the first one, right?
Is it the first one?
I think so.
Maybe. Well, I remember listening to that and not caring as much. Yeah. But I listened to that, like, this one, Know Your Enemy.
Yeah.
I listened to this literally last week, and I was like, oh, this is actually not bad. So maybe I have to re-listen to it.
No, I went through a good chunk of the Laz Rocket catalog, which is real words I'm saying out loud. And yeah, really good. I mean, I'm a sucker for anything that has like a foot in like kind of more traditional metal world, and then as time goes on, like have to start adapting to the more thrashier sounding stuff. Like I feel like Exciter and Overkill kind of qualify. Oh, it's dedicated to all the metalheads worldwide. That's us, bro. They dedicated an album to us, and you're gonna say we shouldn't listen to it? You're crazy.
I didn't say you shouldn't.
You're gonna hate Laz Rocket so much. You said they're your worst band, and you want to fight them. That's a crazy statement, bro. It's too long on Laz Rocket. Why don't you talk about some stuff?
All right, I got just the selector. Great two-tone ska. I listened to the whole thing with that 7-inch. It's all good, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, did we commit to that being our favorite as a unit two-tone record from the era, like single album?
I think so, right?
We were undecided on best band, but best album.
Yeah, best album was, I don't remember best band.
I mean, I guess you could. We weren't mad at Madness.
Yeah.
I might lean a little English Beat some days.
Yeah.
I think they have the repertoire.
Yeah.
But like if single album, because Selector did it all in one. They were just one and done.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there's nothing you can. It's a perfect album because there's nothing you can possibly need to add to it to like expand their legacy, I guess you could say. Like it's enough. You don't need anything else. Like almost like the Sex Pistols, you know?
Yeah.
They got that one record, and then that's all you need. They did such a good album that their entire existence can be that one record forever, and it's great. Anyways, let's get to some flipping through, shall we?
Yeah. What's up, Ace Frehley heads? We're back from the A&E showing of
History. That was it. I honestly just want to talk about History so that we can show on screen your fan art, the albums without Chris. Yeah, so for those who don't know, there's a 2-part documentary on A&E going through the history of Kiss, and we've been on a big old Kiss kick as of late. It was kind of the weirdest part that I think everyone would agree is really weird, is that it is just Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. It's to the point where there's disclaimers during the bumpers of the commercials where it's like, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss were asked to partake in this and refused. This is not their views. Like it's like legal warnings to like save them because it's ridiculous. I mean, I appreciate just whatever reading a Wikipedia and learning about a band's history. I'll always watch something like that, but there's a meta quality to this one because you're just seeing the like salty jabs that Gene and Paul are taking at Ace and Peter because they're not there to defend themselves, to the point where they're doing like silly voices to make fun of them.
Yeah, Gene doing impressions of both Ace and Peter.
Like really unflattering.
My favorite part was when they're going into detail about their makeup, and then Gene Simmons on camera. Oh, I can't walk. There's not enough gravity. I'm freely in space. Oh, I like cats. Meow. I'm Peter Criss. That was literally the fucking impressions that they were doing of this guy.
I'm sure Peter Criss was like, I like cats.
And I'm like, dude, that's so mean.
I know.
Those guys are not there.
YouTube comments. Got some great questions this time. Got 3. I love that. I could use as many as I can take. Alex asks, well, we were talking about some Alien Ant Farm, getting into some hot Alien Ant Farm talk the other week, as we do. And Alex asks what our favorite video from that era is, which I would say is like 98 to 03, let's say.
Okay.
What our favorite video is from that period. And for me, I bring this up a lot, and this isn't, I wouldn't say it's my favorite because it's good. Like, you know, I guess like if I want to talk about like good videos, like I think like Wannabe from Spice Girls is pretty clever, like that one shot. Maybe that's a little bit precursor. That's one that like sticks out in my head. But I mean, yeah, I get that because that is like peak music industry. Like I think literally, like if you look at how much money the music industry was making, like those were the peak years, because like the price points on CDs were insane, and it was pre-digital music, so it was just like printing friggin' money, and thus a lot of that got laundered into these poor bands' music video budgets, you know. So it is fascinating to watch music videos from that era as opposed to like the early 80s where they're like getting it together and figuring it out, or like now where it's all like shot on iPhones, you know. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, for me, I always point to like 311's Come Original. Like anytime if you really want to understand like where I got where I am, like mentally, like that, like what was being shoved down my throat in like my high school years, which is 96 to 00, watch Come Original and you will see like the peak of corporate, like, how do you do, fellow kids, just trying to cram shit down your throat. It's just like, ravers, snowboarders, breakdancers, techno, scratching, you know, like just everything crammed in. Punkers, skaters, this is your culture. Buy us. It's fascinating to watch. It's like I mean, I'm sure it isn't gonna stand out too much, but if you watch it from that perspective, it's like, yeah, this is why I was just listening to like my Ramones records and like, you know, getting really into like straight edge hardcore and like power violence records and like, you know, putting out grindcore split 7 inches and shit, because it was just like anything that isn't this, you know, anything to avoid that. So in a sense, I think that's probably my favorite video from that era, because I think it defines that specific dynamic so well. But you weren't real. That wasn't really your era.
No.
In terms of like, you know, you were like a kid when that was happening.
Yeah, if you're talking, if the cutoff is 03
ish.
Yeah. I have 3 3 answers.
I'm listening.
If I can't choose the Alien Ant Farm music
Because
video,
you just like that video.
I really like that video.
Okay.
It's so hard.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hard. Okay.
Yeah,
keep
it's
going.
so sick.
Yeah, really lean.
Alien Ant Farm's movies. It's a good
You fucking asshole. Shout out to the crash shirt.
Yeah. Metallica's Saint Anger with all the prisoners.
Yeah, shout out to the prison riot.
And this is more recent.
Right.
Or a recent discovery of ours.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 music video where they're at the bowling alley.
Oh yeah. Yo, hey, listen, I don't think the band 5 really caught
Not in the US.
Yeah, in America the way they should have. Like we were like LFO, Backstreet, NSYNC, like pretty like squarely in terms of boy band stuff. But yo, this is band 5 from England. I implore anyone with a penchant for late 90s pop to check out, because yeah, that bowling alley video, what's the standout in it? It's just weird, right?
They're bowling. Is that the same? Maybe it's a different vid.
Yeah, all their videos are really good. Line up the 5 catalog.
Yeah.
And what I like about them is it's all like upbeat dance pop. They don't have like the ballad where it's raining and they got like the shirts.
They have a vid like that, but it's like parody. You don't remember
That's how
that?
they sidestepped it? Not really.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of 5 videos
Yeah,
during,
there was a weird...
during lockdown, especially for some reason. So
I think 5 is spelled number
with
5.
the number 5
and then
IVE.
Yeah, okay. So that's how you look it up.
Yeah, respect to 5. Yeah, and respect to their fits because they're always good. The legend D Voids hitting us with our favorite '90s action movie, and he brings up Demolition Man, of course, which I'm not mad at.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean for me, Terminator 2 exists, so we can't really have any conversation beyond that. It's a non-starter.
Yeah.
It is an interesting period because it seems like the best action movies are all kind of sci-fi tinged. You know, if I think about it, it's like Independence Day,
Judgment Day.
sure. Well, yeah.
Armageddon Day.
Armageddon Day,
Apollo 13 Day.
Fifth Element Day.
Fifth Element Day.
Yeah.
I really like Judgment Day. That's like a movie I'll watch.
Yeah. No, it's
Throw it on any time of the any time of the movie, any time of the day, I'll watch it.
yeah. So it's like when you're up against that Goliath,
Damn.
and it's got Arnold in it, so it has like that proper like.
Yeah.
I mean, I hesitate to say Independence Day because it's so leaning in the sci-fi action direction, you know, that it's hard to call it like an action movie proper. But you got Arnold, bro. That's an action movie. Yeah, so that's it for me.
I might have to hop on that.
Because it's the right one.
I know, exactly. I can't
I know you can't have a conversation about, you know, it's like what.
think of another good one.
Yeah, it's like what's the best punk band like from the '70s? It's like there's 3 answers. It's gonna be one of them. And lastly, Bo Tiger asks, and this is gonna be a tough one because I hate going negative. You know me, I'm a ray of sunshine here. But he asks if there's any bands I will straight up not listen to and like actively avoid. And kind of a complicated answer for me because like I would say like the entire swath of like what alternative rock turned into in the '90s, like anything beyond Pixies or something. I just like, or Pixies influence, like any, like whatever, name them, Radiohead or fucking like Soundgarden or Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, any fucking band you can think of that like played Lollapalooza essentially. That whole stuff, that whole swath I can't really vibe with, so pick any one of those really. And then like, I don't know, I don't like listening to bands that we sell a lot of records of in the store. It's like all these groups that like I like money and I like the people that buy them. Everyone, these are nice people. These are not. I know it's not for me.
Yeah.
So I would rather not listen to it and like kind of live in ignorance than like get deep into the Fuzz catalog and be like, oh, this is. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm missing out on like a great group or something.
Yeah.
If I find out that the Growlers are just the shit
Yeah.
in like, 20 years, whatever, I could just listen to them in 20 years. But like, I don't want that to like sully my opinion of anyone, I guess. Live in blissful ignorance, frankly. But if you want like an easy one, like I don't know, controversial opinion or whatever, I feel like there are like Springsteen people, and there are not Springsteen people. And Springsteen people are going to be ride or die for life, and not Bruce Springsteen people. There's just nothing you can do, and I'm sorry. What do you got, Dylan?
I feel like me and you have the same approach,
Yeah,
where yours is like 90s alternative. I can't do Mac DeMarco.
right.
Maybe senior year of high school and then going into community college,
Right.
everyone was just into that, and like
Yeah, just like millennial and indie.
yeah,
I would
Coachella rock?
Yeah, I call it
Yeah.
Coachella rock. But
Yeah.
there's like proper Coachella rock with like MGMT
Yeah.
and like Animal Collective.
yeah.
Is that in your wheelhouse of stuff you won't jam?
I don't mind a Jay Reatard. I don't mind a MGMT,
Right.
or Beach House, or Animal Collective.
Yeah,
I
once you like the overhead music at Veggie Grill.
yeah,
Core.
don't mind that. George Michael solo, not because I have anything against George Michael,
Right.
but as a kid growing up, I listened to nothing but George Michael, like Force, like
Yeah,
by
your
Force.
old man was a big.
Yeah, but I can't listen to Fiddler, Mac DeMarco, George Michael solo, specifically from '95 to like whenever he died. I don't know. I can't listen to it. Sorry.
All right. Well, sorry to end on a negative note, everyone. If you have any questions you'd like to hear addressed, feel free to leave a YouTube comment down below, and we'll get to it next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Call me a grave digger, please Mr. Grave Digger. Dig me a grave so deep my bones won't find their way out. What you call love?
I like cats.
Burning of the bank, no peace and respect. Call me a grave digger.